Okay, friends, let's have a small revision of this place of supply in case of services. First, general provisions. Section 12, we need to check B2B, B2C, B2B location of recipient, B2C location of recipient. First, we need to check if the recipient location is not available, then location of supplier. Whereas section 13, first we need to check location of recipient. If not available, then location of supplier. And here we don't have B2B, B2C classification. That's the first aspect. And general provisions will be applicable in the absence of specific provisions. Then second, under section 12, B2B versus B2C is applicable only in case of TOT. T for training and performance appraisal, O for organizing an event, and T for transportation of goods or passengers. In all these three cases, that too only in case of section 12, we need to check B2B, B2C, and we need to take B2B location of recipient. But B2C, we are going to determine the specific provisions. But this discussion about B2B, B2C is applicable only for these three services: training and performance appraisal, organizing an event, transportation of goods or passengers, and B2B will always be location of recipient. Then third, service in relation to immobile property. Logically remember, as it is service in relation to immobile property, location of property will be taken as the place of supply, and it also includes location of houseboat or vessel, because accommodation in houseboat or vessel is also part and parcel of service in relation to immobile property, and this is common between 12 and 13. However, in case of 12, we have one special point. What is that? If the immobile property is located outside India, then location of recipient will be taken as a place of supply. Same way, in case of organizing an event, so place of supply will be location of the event, and that is common between both 12 and 13. Here also we have the same special point, that is in case of section 12. This is only in case of section 12. In case of section 12, if the place of supply, if the location of event is outside India, then place of supply will be location of recipient. Like this, we have special points only in two places. One is immobile property, another is event, organizing an event. So immobile property outside India, location of recipient. Event outside India, location of recipient. Then admission to an event. In case of admission to an event, location of event, that is common between 12 and 13 when we don't have any special points there. Then services on board a conveyance. In case of service on board a conveyance, during the journey, if we receive any services, then starting point of the conveyance, and that is common between 12 and 13. Then transportation of passengers. In case of transportation of passengers, starting point of passengers should be taken, and we know that B2B, B2C, we need to check in case of transportation of passengers, and starting point of passengers should be taken. Let it be 12 or 13 common point. Then transportation of goods. For transportation of goods, section 12, starting point of the goods. But for 13, we don't have any specific provisions, so general provisions will be applicable. And again, for transportation of goods, we need to check B2B, B2C. Then we have three services, R, B, I. For these three services, under section 12, we have general provisions. Under section 13, location of supplier itself will be taken as a place of supply. What are those three services? R, that is renting of motor vehicles other than aircraft or vessel, but up to a period of 1 month. And B, banking services to account holders. And I, intermediary service, that is agent service. In these three cases, for 12 it is general provision, for 13 always location of supplier will be taken. Then telecommunication service, including broadband and DTH. For section 13, we don't have any specific provisions or general provision. For 12, we need to check whether it is landline or mobile. If it is landline, location where it is installed. If it is mobile, postpaid, billing address, prepaid, online recharge, location of recipient. If it is through dealer, location of dealer. Then 11, performance-based service with respect to individuals. And here, that is any service, any performance-based service in relation to individual, we need to take location of performance as a place of supply. Let it be section 12 or 13, it is common. When it is applicable in case of 12, only for 4 services it is applicable. Related to food, related to beauty, related to training and performance appraisal. Then only for 12, this point will be applicable. For 13, this point will be applicable only if physical presence of the recipient is required. Otherwise, wherever specific provision fails, remember general provisions will be applicable. Then performance-based service with respect to goods. Here we need to check section 12 general provisions. Section 13, in 4 cases, goods temporarily imported for carrying out repairs or any other process and exported without put to use, or research activity in relation to pharmaceutical products. Number 3, repair activity in relation to aircraft used for business purpose. Number 4, repair activity in relation to vessel used for business purpose. We need to take place of supply as location of recipient. In all other cases, place of supply will be location of performance. Then advertisement services to government or any statutory body. If it is section 13, general provisions, section 12, each state where the advertisement is provided. So this is the simple summary of the entire place of supply in case of services. Easy?